So I'll say, indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me again. I'm gonna go and get myself some water, some other stuffies, and then I'll be right back here in this moment with you. Enjoy some nature scenery. Love you. You holding my seat? You holding my seat? Thank you, sweet girl. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Indeed. Again, greetings upon the friends that happen to be here now. So much love to you. Thank you for joining me. Amanda and Shannon. Hi, Pippi. They're saying, hey, Pippi. Pippi. Hey, Pippi. They're saying hello to you. I don't know if she knew. Clint, nice to have you here as well, my brother Bear. Thank you for joining us. Love hearing you love your water again, Mel. I'm happy to be loving my water again. I had this opportunity to listen to a snippet from a podcast where one of the speakers was going into details of what he thinks about like the plant spirits and stuff like that, and he mentioned that water is also a spirit and that you can be grateful for that spirit, and it kind of just was another moment of reconnecting with this understanding that I have about thanking my water and loving my water as if it's an entity, literally, as if it's something that's alive and that's going to remember. I'm sitting a little bit at an angle, so maybe I'll just sit like this. Might be a little bit more comfortable because I can feel my spine correcting, and it's already uncomfortable. Hey, Jovan is here as well. What a blessing. Amanda saying hi to Clint. Shannon and Nana saying hi to Clint as well. Lovely, lovely love to all you lovely lovelies. For some reason, lovely love to all of you lovely lovelies. To me, in this moment, was the mountains. Siobhan, just had to share. Water does remember. Water has memory. It remembers. Dry historian. Me, as water, is remembering dry historian right now. Thank you for joining me, friend. What a pleasure to have you here. How are you doing? How's school? Are you almost finished? You should be almost finished, right? I think so. Do let me know, Dry. Love you. Lovely love, Joe. Thank you, Amanda, for sharing love right back, friend. I guess we don't have to do anything. I guess we can. We get to read something worth saying. So I'm going to start by doing that. We have some friends in the space with us right now. Okay, I feel this one tunes in to what we're talking about today. Man, like all of these are so good. I know I shouldn't, but I want to. Melton Noah! Dude, it's been a while, friend. I've missed you. Missed you so much. How are you doing? How's the family? How's your house? Has everything been fixed? I've been thinking about you, friend. It's nice to have you. I'm a graduated historian now. Look at this dude. Actual dry historian. Not even just kind of pretending. Real historian. A graduated historian. The thing that's coming to my mind, Dry, is the fact that you and me are making history right now, friend. One day there will be historians learning about us, friend. Yeah. Wow! So Noah, how are you? I'm doing well, friend. I'm back home. I have the birds singing in my ears, breathing fresh air. I haven't heard highway noises in a few days. There's a certain sense of tranquility, being able to see the mountains surrounding me. I'm in bliss. How about you, friend? How about you? Miss Molly, thank you for joining me as well, friend. It's nice to have you. Okay, I need to read these things we're saying. It's nice to have you. How are you doing, Miss Molly? And I feel the reason I want to read all of these that I see right now is because all of them tune into today's topic, today's message, today's realization for me. And the first one goes, all events are neutral. Creation, therefore, is forever new. And what creates experience is how you decide to view the events that come up in your life. What do I choose to communicate to the world? We are ceaselessly teaching the world what we believe holds the greatest value. Your thoughts are not neutral. Your thoughts are imbued with the power of creation. And we use our momentary consciousness to say we are this and not that. Sit with you and realize your unique experience. For I, or you, have manifested a body in this moment, in this space, to learn and experience from it. You are therefore free, and wherever you go, there you are. Wow! Yeah! Yeah! How about that? Today's your boy met the girl. Oh, Christian met a girl. How about that? He just sent me a message. Congratulations, Christian. I mean, I don't know if he's here right now, but sending you good vibes for the day. He deserves. He deserves to meet someone. The house is good, and I recently have a job interview, so I'm very excited about it. Other than that, it's all quiet. I haven't really been on Arpan that much. No problem at all, Zenoa. I was just very excited and surprised to see you again, friend. It's nice to have you here. So much love to you. Good luck with the job interview. I'm sure you'll slay. Same to you, Shan. Thank you, Glenn, for the love. Finally, was able to take a walk in the woods by myself yesterday. I could have stayed for hours. There's a certain energy to being outside, a recognition, remembrance, connecting with ourselves. And all of those things we're saying that I read, they connected to me to today's topic. And today's topic for me is this understanding of what wealth is supposed to mean, what wealth is supposed to be in our lives, you know. And I heard this beautiful quote, and I don't know who it was by, but I'll share it with you nonetheless. That when wealth isn't having everything that you want, wealth is not needing anything, or wealth is needing nothing, wanting nothing. Wealth is not having everything you want, wealth is wanting nothing. Because if you want nothing, no amount of wealth is going to be able to give you more of that. Quite the contrary, you know, and that's the paradox. That's the paradox. So to kind of hold that understanding with us today, to realize that true wealth, real wealth, is not wanting things. That the world we live in right now convinces us that we need things, convinces us that we're lacking. And as a result of that lacking nature, we keep buying more and more things, trying to fill whatever void they create next. And realizing that in the future we're moving into, true wealth, true abundance is going to be people that are okay with what is, okay with what they have. That's how it's going to be. He's a panhandler. What type of work do you do? Technically, I'm officially registered, not registered, maybe I'm registered, certified yoga teacher. I'm earning somewhat of a salary right now, friend, and I'm so proud of myself at that. Thank you for asking. California, California dreaming. I don't know if that's the right. Definitely not. He's a panhandler. Maybe. I wouldn't be opposed to being a panhandler either. I had this emotionally revealing thought the other day about panhandling and about being a beggar. where I was asking myself, how is it you get to that point, and how is it you allow yourself to stay at that point? And then I realized that I could see myself as a beggar, almost doing that as a gauge for how much hope I have in humanity, if that makes any sense. As a panhandler, I was like picturing myself as a beggar, in a certain rural area. And then, I was like imagining myself holding holding a record, keeping the data with me about how many people in a certain day, in a certain time of the week, in a certain year are willing to donate, to someone that is begging. And then to almost form a sense of gauge as to how hopeful, how loving, how giving humanity is at that point. So they can be loved. They can be a beautiful experience even in begging, even in panhandling, friend. Don't judge. Only here to panhandle our minds and hearts. Oh yeah, there we go. Dry story, and that's it, friend. I don't want anything, dude. If I want anything, it's for you to realize your power and to become your fullest self. Because if we have more people like that in the world, this world is going to be safe before we know it. Thank you, friend, for asking. Mm, hmm, 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 There we go. That's awesome, Shan. I hope your walk was nice and relaxing, friend. My left ear is so close to being all better. The humming is becoming quieter. So being in the woods and the quiet was so soothing. I'm like imagining just the sounds coming from the woods, healing your ears as well. I'm imagining the breaths of fresh air that you were enjoying, Shanners. It's beautiful. I'm happy for you. Thank you for sharing that love as well, Jovan. Did I miss anyone? Not that I can see you right now, Ryan. It's nice to see you, though, friend. Thank you. It was triple. It's been longing for a walk in the woods alone for now. So grateful I had the opportunity to. Would Amara go with you? That's what I'm curious about. It's taking a joke, big jelly bread. What Ryan said. Thank you for the love, friends. Ninja Nanner, Corey. What about a kilt? Would you want one? Yes, 100%. I would wear. I wanted to. I don't know for what for reason. I would wear the nonsense out of a kilt. I would 100% wear a kilt. I can't see why not. I would wear dresses as well. If I looked good in a dress, that is, I would 100% wear dresses. Wealth. To want nothing is true wealth. To want nothing is true wealth. To want nothing is true wealth. We'll do magic as a rune. Magic and mystery. Then we'll do these boys. Then we'll do one of these. Then we'll do one of these. Then we'll do. Okay. Some Arthrok runes. Ancient runes of ancient meanings. Being brought into this present moment. Not because we need them, but because we get to have them. How did daily Arpan launch challenges go this morning? It was perfect. First try, brother Ryan. I feel so grateful. To share with you friends a little bit as well. This morning I woke up believing the power was still off. I, read this quote of your current circumstances is an opportunity for you to realize what you want. Like this circumstances you're in right now gets to be a mirror to you as to what it is you want. And I admitted to myself that right now I want stability and energy. stability in my ability to do things. And I left my room this morning and I saw that the power was on, and it wasn't supposed to be on just yet. And then I turned the Wi-Fi on, and I get a notification that load shedding has been suspended. There's no more load shedding. So tomorrow morning we can actually do a sunrise stream because there will be electricity. So yeah, yeah. Not only is the electricity back here in South Africa, but our pans seem to be working a little bit better as well now. Yeah, tuning in and out, tuning in and out. How awesome! That's awesome. I got on a while ago, and it's awesome. I got one. A kilt, you're saying, brother Corey. Are you wearing it in public? And if you're wearing it in public, has anyone said anything? I feel like we should just normalize these things. Like I would really like to normalize wearing robes again. I feel like we should go back to wearing robes. We can all be we can all be wizards. How about that? Are you in a commune or I technically am living with my parents right now. Hairy fish face. What an interesting username that is. I'm living with my parents right now. They are willing to support me as I try and build something for myself, which I'm very grateful for. I have a bunch of siblings who are finishing high school and studying still. So I get to spend some time with my family as well. But most importantly, I get to spend time with them, before they're no longer here, before I'm no longer here. So wealth and nothing. Yeah, nothing. Wealth and nothing. To have wealth in nothing, to have nothing but wealth. Jedi's wear robes. Oh yeah, Zenoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't you want to start wearing robes even more now? No, maybe we'll instantly start issuing people lightsabers if they wear robes. That's how we actually break the matrix. We all start wearing robes, and then we instantly transition to a Star Wars reality. suddenly, suddenly everybody has lightsabers. So Vina, how nice to have you here with me, friend. What a genuine pleasure. How are you doing, beloved friend? What have you felt you needed as of late? And how can you convince yourself that you don't need it? And in doing so, be more abundant, be more wealthy. Today, we're talking about the fact that true wealth is not in having everything you want, but in needing nothing. Like to be abundant is more that understanding, to be secure, to be satisfied with where you are and what you have right now. What are you building for yourself? What is your goal? My goal is to make art, friend, to share beautiful things of the world and to be compensated fairly for the beauty that I share of the world. That is what I'm building for myself right now, friend. And I don't particularly feel any rush because I know what we're trying to do is being done with this intention of serving humanity. If it was this intention for me to try and make money as fast as possible, there's a lot better ways to do that. But what we're doing here is building something, building a community, building an understanding of one another, building a loving, experience that is always ceaselessly here for us. I've been doing this every single day for like 563 days as well. So I'm building on that. I'm building I'm building on top of the previous day every single day. The previous version of me that was me yesterday showed up for this moment. And now this version of me that is today is showing up at this moment as well. And I'm not sure what it is that showing up like this is going to build, but it has already built something. And you friends are technically the ones that are co-building with me. I can't build anything alone, but we can build something great together. Thank you for asking, friend. So nice to have you joining us, Mr. Hairy Fish Face. Like I'm tripping out about what that is supposed to look like. I'm seeing one a person that has a face like a fish, and he has like a beard. And then two, I see a fish that has a beard. And I feel the fish that has a beard is cuter than the previous imagination. I want to actively love the world so much that it's challenging for the world to give back that love. Yo, Javan, that's so real, you know. And the only way that I've almost consolidated it inside of myself, a sense of wealth in that feeling, is by loving the world unexpectedly, you know, without attachment to the world loving me the way that I love the world, because I feel it already has. Just able to like breathe air right now, to have family that love me, to have food to eat, to have friends like you in my life. You know, we are already so supported, so loved by the all. And all we can now do is try and love that all right back. And I've seen you do that, Siobhan. I've seen you do that so much, my friend. So thank you. Thank you for loving this world. Mm. Brian said, Amara does usually go with me, but she gets tired fast and just wants to play on the playground. She has been staying with my parents since Wednesday afternoon, spending time with them and her cousins. That sounds beautiful. Took the opportunity yesterday to go for a walk with myself and very much enjoyed it. Will there be a Sangha tomorrow then? I think so, Shannon. I do think so. What's a Sangha? Sangha, Ernest, is a community get together. So it's like this stream, except this phone is going to be open on Zoom instead of like YouTube. And then you can join me on that Zoom call. I want to actively love Yippers, exactly. And I know you know, Jovan, and you have taught me that as well in so many ways. I appreciate that. I didn't bring myself a lighter. Imagine a man with a cod's head and a shallow beard. Okay. Okay. So now you have like combined the two imageries into one. Thank you, friend. I'll be back in a moment, Mission Chalice. Gonna read your comment, friend. So much love to you. Gonna get myself my lighter quickly. Thank you, beloved friends, for holding space for me. So beautiful how synchronous things can be sometimes. As I got to my yoga studio, you know, where my lighter was, one of the little not guinea pigs, hedgehogs, kind of, you know, made a break for it. This is the third day in a row that same little hedgehog broke out of his enclosure. So I was there just in time to put him back in his enclosure, and Yudi was inside of the bake room, the bookcase, and you know, was stuck inside. So me getting my lighter let me free him as well. So I'm so happy that I forgot my lighter instead of being angry that I did. Build it for yourself. Yes, sir. Absolutely rocking the shit out of it. Got a few compliments. Not too many weird looks. People see it and just kind of accept it. They're like, oh, clothing. Oh, cool, clothing. Cool. Exactly. I'm so happy to hear that you're wearing it outside as well, man. Joel, what a nice day to have you here, friend. So much love to you. Is it Saturday right now? It's Saturday. Yo. For some reason, in my mind, it was still Friday. My friend is starting a D&D campaign that I'm joining in on. He said he got some robes for us. Oh, dude, that sounds amazing. Get your own D&D robes. I hope he kind of like had like an embroidery or something on it. The name of the D&D campaign or like yours something. I need cooler weather, but have a heat wave on the horizon. Does that count? Mm, I don't know. I don't know, Salvina. All that I know is that we are all very wealthy. Just to be able to be in this moment means that we are very wealthy. So I'll celebrate that with you, friends. To need nothing because I know how much we have right now. How do you reconcile ego with your streaming hobby, even though you're trying to help? Blunt Narwhal, that's a fantastic question. And it's one I have to face every single day. Weirdly enough, the name Meltmore is technically a call to awareness with ego, where Meltmore, one of the meanings Meltmore has to me is to melt my ego away. This this want to be something, this want to be someone, to melt that part of myself and to show up regardless of how I'm feeling, right? And that's the thing, because sometimes I'm not feeling the greatest. I'm not feeling the most inspirational. I'm not feeling the most loving. And I still have to show up because that's the commitment that I've made. And as I show up, not being in that full state that I usually am, my ego kind of gets in the way of like, oh, this isn't who I want to be, not who I'm supposed to be, yada, yada, yada. And it's been this genuine like process of becoming more and more aware that regardless of where my ego is, where my emotional state is, me as the observer can still show up for things. I can still show up to be here to see you, Blunt Narwhal. Thank you. What a good question that is to ask. Reconcile ego with your streaming hobby, even though you're trying to help. Mm. I I try to help only by sharing personal experience. I don't try to help by telling you that you're doing something wrong. At least that's how I feel I'm also trying to reconcile ego. Because if it was me trying to help from the perspective of ego, it would be me being like, yes, this is the only way that it should be done, and you should start doing it this way so that I can feel good about me doing it this way. No. I usually try to come from the perspective of this is something that I did. This is something that I felt. This is something that I went through. These are the conclusions that I've come to. What do you think? And then you get to share back with me, and I get to learn from you back and forth. Thank you for asking again, Blunt. Mission Cellist saying, Melt, you have changed my life for the greater and continue to do so. Thank you, brother. Much love. No, much love to you, friend. You have changed my life as well. That's the thing, friends. You know, all of the things that you feel about me is true for you as well, towards me, where we literally are just these mirrors to one another. The depth, the experience that you feel, you're when you're in this space, you're feeling because I'm being a mirror and you're seeing parts of yourself. You're seeing yourself, literally. And the more we see ourselves, the more capable we become to be ourselves, I believe. You know, and it becomes this process of growth, this process of being a version of yourself that is actually going to uplift this world instead of degrade it. Yesterday's quote that I would like to repeat again is that it's all darkness until you introduce your light, Mission Cellist. Even in the stream, right? If you're not in the stream, there is technically darkness until you're in the stream. And you can technically create light, remembering that the stream probably is somewhere. But it's darkness until you introduce that light. Thank you for the starstruck. Auntie, love you. Gabby goo. I was thinking about you a lot today again, friend. So much love to you. A lot of lava flying at the thick and fast. I have to swim sometimes, Joel. Yippers, yeah, sounds windy there. It is a little bit, Amanda. I'm kind of cold. My Zoborb is in complete zen listening to this. Hmm. Goodness. I'm like trying to imagine what he must be thinking right now. Does he think I'm singing like a little bird? Is this my mating call? Skibbity bobbity, scoobity boop boops. Love to you, Zoborg. Zoborb. So, to you friends wondering what a Zoborb is, it is Jovan's parrot. And he is a creature. A creature of fantastic proportion, gorgeous feathers, and personality like I've only imagined. And to know that he was a certain version of himself. Let's say it right that way. It's 34 minutes past right now, Jovan, by the way. He was a certain way until Jovan, allowed him into her home and started taking care of him and showed him a difference in relationship. Like they have a relationship with one another, and there is a respect and an understanding between these two entities. And now Jovan is in the space with me. Her burb is in the space with me, and there is a conversation being had between us and this entity that is the burb. It's just sitting in me like, makes a sound every now and then. So much love to him. Thank you for giving me that imagery, Javan. I genuinely appreciate that. Love you, gobbity goo. Oh yes, we do. Thank you, Auntie, for sending that love too. Thank you for the wholesome, Uncle Becky. I felt that, and I feel the humility when I step outside, but but in a good way. The vastness of our world. I live in a pretty expansive area where I get to see a lot of land, and then I get to see these massive mountains. And even all of the information that I get to have projected into my eyes is but like a infinitesimally small percentage of the surface area of the planet. So as soon as you go outside, it's almost like it becomes impossible for you to not acknowledge that humility. Oh, you're saying humidity. Mm, damn it. I mean, I'm still gonna go on this trip though. The humility that you feel just looking up to the sky, seeing the clouds, seeing the stars, seeing a tree, realizing that we are so small in comparison to all of this, and yet we can have such large experiences, have all of the experience as ourselves in this experience. Love that. Love you. Melt as a mirror. Damn, I look good today. Mm. Thank you, Ninja Nanner, for the love, friend. That was just about to say, don't remember looking that good, Zanoa. You friends are flattering me. I am but a human being. A human being that has carbon tubes being slowly 3D printed out of his scalp. Has ear holes that have weird hairs that vibrate and turn those vibrations into binary signal to be able to hear. I have weird vocal cords that look extremely questionable, that vibrate the sounds coming out of my throat in a certain way so that I can make sense, and then my tongue does gymnastics to sculpt these words coming out of my face. I have lips that get dry, especially during the winter. I have teeth that bother me. I don't like teeth, yo, goodness. I feel our human bodies are these beautifully intricate machines, but teeth are the things that I have a hard time with. And I do believe that it's something we could all relate to. I'm just a human being, and no, I'm literally just a human being. What we consider attractive is so arbitrary as well. I when I think of attractiveness, I usually kind of think of it from this perspective of an alien, to be completely different looking than coming to Earth and then listening to what people say about what an attractive human and what an unattractive human is, and then to look at these two humans and to see very little difference and be like, if you say so, human being. I was going to explain further that, remembered that feeling when it was just surrounding you with atmospheric pressure and you can feel it all over. That type of humidity where it almost feels like the world is pushing in on you. Yes, ma'am. Something we have in the south and the southeast we know all too well. It is a little bit brutal to me. How are you doing? Pretty good. In the yard right now before it gets too hot. It's probably still like kind of early morning hours, around 9, 10-ish right now. Is our pan going to stop anytime soon? Is the rain going to stop anytime soon? Is it raining where you are right now, Zenoa? Goodness. I'm gonna go and get myself a blanket. It's a little bit cold right now. I'm getting wrecked. Getting wrecked. Back in a second. Probably more than a second. Sorry for lying. I had this moment last night where I was just thinking about blankets, and how blankets are technically a resource and used to be a rare one at that. Like you had to have a lot of know-how and a lot of time and effort to make a blanket, just a basic ass blanket. And now I have like 7 blankets in my room at this moment, or something like that. And I was just thinking about it from this feeling of where we are right now when it comes to our resources. Like we have manifested greatness for ourselves, a lot of greatness, a lot of comfort, a lot of technological innovation. And it's going to bleed into everything, right? The fact that I have a blanket, the fact that I have these cell phones somewhere in the middle of nowhere on a farm in South Africa, technology will become distributed. Like we're already living in the future. It's just not distributed evenly. And I feel it's not going to be that hard for us to reach a point of global abundance, because how much do we really need? I feel we need, like, need is a relative term, but in the context that I'm communicating right now, in the future that I imagine for humanity, I believe every single person needs to have access to the internet. And then with that access to the internet, a device, and then obviously with access to the internet, I guess that place where they could live, and sleep and eat their food, if you will. And then human beings need enough food to eat and water to drink. And we technically have enough wealth on this planet to allow that for every single person. The only thing that we need is for those who already have wealth to become wealthy in the way that we're talking about today. For those who have more wealth than they can spend to now realize that they need nothing, to realize that all of this abundance that they have accumulated, they won't get to keep at all ultimately, and leaving extreme inheritance. Why can't I say that word? Inheritance. No, I don't know how to. Getting money from your deceased loved ones. Yes, words are hard, okay? It's a disservice because money is a tool. If you give someone a jackhammer and they don't know how to use it, they can hurt themselves or hurt other people using that jackhammer. But if they have been, trained from the beginning how to use that jackhammer, articulately in a way that can actually be a useful tool in construction, for example. I'm making this point very roundabout. The point I'm trying to make is the mindset behind trying to create an extreme amount of abundance to be able to ensure that not only you are safe, but the generations that follow you are safe as well, can be seen as a disservice to those generations because they'll never get to actually be people for themselves. They won't get to go through that struggle of becoming self-sufficient. They won't have to go through the struggle of not knowing what is going to come next. They won't have to go to that struggle of actually becoming a person, and as a result of the person they're becoming, being allowed the abundance that they need in their lives, giving themselves the things to the point where they realize they don't need anything anymore, versus just being able to always give yourself things and there never being the opportunity to not want to need. It's a whole trip. I have this idea. I don't know if it's an idea as much as it's an imagining, a theory, that we should tell people, any person on planet Earth, the 444 rule, where keeping, average inflation in consideration, if they get to live for 444 years, if the amount of abundance that they have collected, it automatically puts them in the 444 group. You as a human can reach 444 years of life with the amount of abundance that you have. And when you reach that number, you stop earning money. All of that money starts to go back to the public, starts to go back to society, starts to go back to your local community. And then that local community, that society, the people takes care of you forever. As long as you live, the society will take care of you. And I believe that could potentially take away this incentive for people to just keep hoarding more and more and more and more wealth. Because in that way, they'll reach the hoarding mentality will still be there, but it will have a saturation point where they'll hit that number, that 444 number, and then it will stop. So I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows how the future is going to look, how wealth is going to look. But I do believe we're going to live in a future of abundance. The only one who can keep it all is Jacob Rothschild. Pretty sure his brain is on a light based hard drive somewhere on the moon. Jacob Rothschild. I don't know who that is, but that sounds like a sick, interpretation of someone's mind, of someone's brain. Light based hard drive somewhere on the moon. Sounds sick. Love to you, Kira Burr. Thank you for joining us, friend. Cigar says, I have been having the whole words not forming correctly myself. You are so on the right track on what the world needs to become with wealth. We put value on the wrong things, it seems, as a whole. We put value on things that make us feel powerful. There's this beautiful saying that goes, everything is about sex except sex. Sex is about power. And then by extension, everything is about power. So again, this hoarding mentality gives people this sense of power. Oh, I have all of these things. People would do things for me to have the things that I have. Now I have a certain sense of power over them. It's a mind virus. It's separation. But we are transcending it right now. Day by day, change by change, person by person, smile by smile, moment by moment, as we start to believe we're more than just these vehicles that we're using right now. Love to the Cure Bear. Thank you for sending love. When I saw that, I read kebab. I need coffee. Love to kebab. Yeah. It's not gonna be the sunshine sister anymore. It's just gonna be kebab. Love to kebab. Big juicy love kebab to you, Boop. Thank you for that, Jovan. I'm happy that you're leaning into it as well. I love kebabs as well. I haven't had a kebab in 2018, in 4 years. I had the last kebab at this Rage Festival, Rage Con, I guess technically. It's like a gaming convention where they had like cosplayers and new games released, and a bunch of tech stores selling their gear at a discounted price. And I went there with my friends, and they had these little kiosks at the side, and I had a kebab there. It was fantastic. Hmm. Food. I've been thinking about food as technology as of late as well, where being able to eat a pizza a bowl of pasta, a sandwich, for you to have had that, to make your own bread, to make your own dough, to do these things just like 500 years ago was nigh impossible for you as an individual at your own place. And now we take all of these things for granted. We're so wealthy. We're so wealthy, and we don't realize it most of the time. First time here, you have great thoughts. Oh, goodness. Administrative wash. That is a big compliment, friend. Thank you for sharing that with me. I I try. I do try to have good thoughts. I think of it as from this perspective of doing magic, where I get to use words, sounds, vibrations, energy in a way that it's going to be transmuted through the internet, through this global network of connectivity, and then it gets to be recreated, replicated on your side of the internet, on your device, and goes into your ears, and you basically form yourself an understanding. It's noise, technically, right? Like, this what you're seeing, my face, it's all technically noise. But because you have all of these neuronal patterns, all of these networks inside of your brain, you see a pair of eyes and a mouth, and you recognize it as a face. So much so that I can literally make like a two dots and a little line, and you can recognize that as a face. So you're literally seeing noise and generating information out of that, friend. The fact that I can try, and I can't guarantee, but I can try to make that information you're going to generate on the other side a good one, a positive experience. That's my job, friend. And the fact that I can do that for you means that I'm doing my job. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your love right back to me. It's so nice. Yikes. Everything in life is about power. Sounds like a terrible and painful way of perceiving life. Makes me sad to think lives are lived believing this. I'm not saying that's the way that we are living. I believe life to me is about love, but if you become attached to love, that is again your want for power. So it's separation. You have to use power if you believe you're separate to pull that which is separate back to you, because you believe you're separate. When you live in love, you realize there is no separation in the first place. It's a it's a barrier for us to transcend, Jovan. When I say these things, again, I'm not saying these things believing that I'm correct about whatever it is I'm saying. I'm saying these things from the perspective of generating noise and then you finding the information that you feel you need to take out of that. What do you need to do? How do you need to self correct? How do you need to steer your behaviors? Hearing the things that you hear to be that or not be whatever it is you're hearing. You have made me think a lot. Welcome, friend. I like to call that mind melting, genuinely. That experience of having all of these thoughts like almost wash over you. You're thinking about so much, it's almost like you're not thinking, if that makes any sense. That's what the mind melting experience is to me. I'm happy to provide that, friend. Yeah, give me my Star Trek replicator, please. Dude, Ninja Nanner. I want a replicator as well, dude. I think that might be the one piece of technology I want above all else. Weirdly enough, Corey, a replicator. You're like, what's a replicator, Melt? At least this is what a replicator is to me. It is a machine that can like assemble atoms, so you can technically assemble anything. You can build proteins or DNA or metal structures or food or whatever you can think of. If you can think of it, it can build it out of atoms. And then I would want to, be able to just build things. I don't know. That would be great for the environment, though. If every single person has a replicator, it will have to use something. In the ideal world, it just kind of pulls matter from some sort of other dimension. Who knows? My mind is really going for it now. Thank you for sharing that, Ninja Nanner. Time to go, wonderful friends. So glad to have been able to share space with you all. All the love and light in me. Ooh, I love this one so much. I'm gonna really take the time to read it. All the love and light in me sees acknowledges and appreciates all the love and light in all of you. I see a black hole being surrounded by a blue flame, and the blue flame is like flickering. Maybe it's not a black hole, maybe it's like a twilight moon, but it's a black sphere in the middle, and then these blue flames burning off of it. Thank you, Corey. Sending you love, brother Bear. So much love to you. See you again soon. Sounds amazing. Enjoy the day. Replicators would be good for the environment. If they were possible, you could produce construction material instead of chopping trees down or mining for materials and metals. That is true as well, Sovina. When I mentioned bad for the environment, I was more thinking about waste. If I can just rapidly prototype things as fast as I can think about them, there would not be surface area on the farm to step on right now. That might be a little bit dramatic, but I think about 1,000 things in a day. So if I had to make those 1,000 things in a day, maybe five of them has eeuwigheidswaarde. I can keep them around and keep using them. All of the rest, and if 8 other billion people is doing the exact same thing, I just see the environment getting wrecked by waste quicker than we'd be able to not hurt the planet by extracting materials. Replicators and SD can recycle too. Okay, so we can just feed all of the stuff we prototyped and didn't want to keep around back into our replicator. Sick. Okay, sick. Wow. Let's do it. Let's do it, Savina. I'm down now. Mel, do you have Twitch or YouTube or other social media app people can watch your live or follow you and support your journey? I do. Wouldn't resist. I'm live on YouTube right now, technically. And like I was thinking about using this application that splits the stream, so it streams to Twitch and YouTube at the same time, but then I lose the comments on both. So it's like I can either stream to three platforms and read comments on only one, or I can stream to two platforms and read comments on two. So I'm gonna keep it with the YouTube right now. I do have a YouTube. You can search Meltmore. I also have a Patreon. Wouldn't resist. If you would like to support me financially for a single dollar, you can get access to the art I make daily. I use the colors that I wear to make these flowers that I like to think of as the masculine side of me giving a flower to the feminine side of nature. You and your body as nature, the masculine side of all of us being the observer thereof. And yeah, it's a whole trip, and I'm so grateful to be able to share with your friends. Yesterday's flower turned out pretty cool. I'm curious about today's. I've used these colors together a few times, but I'm not sure what I want to go for. Maybe we'll go for some turbulence, I think. Joe Butt, that's you, friend. She's the best at tagging links. Thank you so much. You can just, yeah, there you go. Thank you for doing the same, though, on B. If you search Meltmore on either Patreon or YouTube, you should be able to find me. In my mind, the only way a replicator would work is like in Star Trek, where it needs to be in outer space. Yes, the dimensional aspect and quantum understanding that we are so close to learning. I feel we that it will bring things like this to life. Cigar, I'm not doubtful. Not really. I'm skeptical about the time frame of stuff like that. I feel it will be nanobots before it's replicators, but that's kind of in the same, air as well. It's going to be kind of interesting. Turbulence rules. Woohoo! Rambler, I know, friend. I love turbulence. I have a giant painting of a Jupiter in my room. It is 3 meters by 1.4 meters. So, like 9 feet by 5 feet. You want to come and sit with me? Come, City. Come here. comfy? Hmm? Right back at you. Thank you, Rambler. Blessings to you too, Jumpin' Jack. Thank you for joining us, friend. Could continue melting more of the Patreon link. Thank you so much, Aunt B. I appreciate it. You friends have supported me so much already. It's almost too difficult for me to ask these days, especially if the world is this right now. Needing less, needing less. The Patreon support is is a snowball that's going to like keep happening now. So even if there's a single person supporting for $1, it will still be a snowball effect. I appreciate you friends for choosing, to share love with me. I have a Chihuahua. I think she might be a Jack Russell Chihuahua crossing administrative. She's a small one. Like I think she might be, grown up now. It's not as pretty. It's not as pretty. Oh, you mean when Jovan has those beautiful, underlined, separated links? I don't even know how she does that, honestly, but it is pretty. Yeah, you're completely right on me. Thank you, friend. The problem with replicators or nanobots is the raw material needs to produce something. It has to come from somewhere, and it's never explained in the sci-fi, and it's a problem in reality. That's why we're talking about the quantum, Savina. Quantum, the current Newtonian understanding is like trying to predict the future, trying to predict outcome, where quantum is the understanding of all outcomes are possible at the same time. So even the outcome of there being material where there shouldn't be material could be possible within the quantum realms. So I don't know. I don't know anything. Honestly, within how much there is to know, I don't know jack shit. Not even a little bit. Not even like a slither. Not even a fraction of a fraction. But I get to know that this little being loves me. I get to know that I love her. I get to know that there is love between us in this moment, that there is a shared understanding of this experience that we call being human, living life, and that we get to do this together. So, you know how much do I need? How much do I need to be wealthy? Or can I just realize that I don't need anything? Don't need to know anything as well. Still cute. She is, absolutely. It's not as easily solvable as, like, say, mobile phones were with the original series flip communicators. That's true. Like, we figured that out pretty quickly in comparison. I mean, we figured out warp drive in that show as well. Like, I feel even worse than replicators. Being able to travel in space like that is going to be more difficult. Big love to everyone here. I look forward to seeing these friends here on the regular. And we always appreciate seeing you as well, Jumpin' Jack. Thank you so much for finding yourself in this space again, friend. There are always new folks that may not know how little it takes to make an impact in the world. Absolutely. And it's a little bit, right? I show up for sometimes just an hour, maybe at some point for just a few minutes, and in that few minutes we can share connection, we can change each other's worlds, we can have impact on one another, and you friends actively have impact on me. As I say, we show up for this understanding that love is true, and then I show up loving you and you show up loving me, and then in doing so we manifest, we realize, we prove that love is in fact true. So thank you friends for being the proof today. True, which is why I went towards the quantum physics understanding below that statement. Actually, exactly. That said, it is going to require more than our rational resources to produce such things. We're going to need quantum computers to figure that shit out for us as well. Quantum computers running artificially intelligent, machines. Hello, Heath Ledger. It is I, Batman, charming tiger. It's nice to see you again, friend. Like if I was a joker, in this world of mine, like if I was a joker, I would be the type of joker that is like anti-institutional, like anti big corporate, anti consolidated power structures. And the Batman that you would be actual Bruce, right? Like he's a billionaire's son, that consolidated corporate entity, right? So I would be a good Joker, and you would be a bad Batman. Wow, shit. That's at least the way that I think about it. If I'm gonna have to identify as the Joker, it is touched upon in Star Trek that carbon is a huge part of it. Imagine recycling the dead. I know that's morbid, but imagine all the extra land we might have if we have no cemeteries. I'm just imagining the conversation of like you sitting on a chair and the person being like, "Oh, this is a sick chair. Where did you get it?" And you were like, "Yeah, it's my grandma." And then just like dead silence. What do you mean? What do you mean it's your grandma? Oh, we replicated her into a chair. She wanted to be a chair. She was like, "Yeah, all my life people sat on me, and now I'm gonna choose." I don't know where I was going with it. It's not morbid, friend. Like the as soon as the soul goes to the next place, you can know, you can see it. There is an instant recognition that the being that you identified with that body is no longer with that body. And then it just becomes matter. It becomes a body. Like the love you share, it's perfectly perfect. Thank you, Jovan, for sharing it back, for being that mirror as well. We are blessed and gifted with another day of breath. Thank you for taking that breath with me. Can't be any more morbid or wasteful than putting them in a torpedo tube and firing them out into space. Yeah. Like that one is, I think, worse to me. I'm just imagining, like an alien species finding all of these human corpses in space, thousands of years afterwards or something, and being like, why would they do that? What's wrong with them? Breathe deep and smile at your day while you are about at the day you are about to experience. I see a goat's eye, kind of looking upwards to the sky, but just the goat's eye, not the rest of the goat. Now I can see the rest of the goat because I mentioned him. Hmm. I'm seeing a unicorn, and he has like these radiant, pulsing frequencies of light coming out of him. Looks very dapper, like he's kind of like strutting, posing a little bit. How is it that unicorns aren't real? They're not that far fetched. It's a horse. Goodness. With a single horn. But no. Instead, we have what, 9 meter tall, 6 meter tall, like 4 meter long neck, spotted, fluffy horned, hooved entities. You know, like if you had to tell me there is such a thing as a giraffe and you had to describe it to me, and you had to tell me there's such a thing as a unicorn, you had to describe it to me, and you had to tell me that one of the things you described was false, like 9 times out of 10, I would be like, yeah, that other thing couldn't possibly exist. But no, how about that? Mm, can't put morbid. Get rid of them. It would be horrible. I would be a horrible Batman. I'd share my money with you. That sounds fantastic. Just imagine that. Maybe that's like a more even more beautiful archetype than the one that I came up with. Instead of you being the bad Batman and me being the good Joker, we're both completely balanced beings. And I can acknowledge that I am the Joker, the chaotic part of the infinity, and you are the Batman, the just part of the infinity. And we can work together to build a better world for all of Gotham. I like that. And we have the Rambler here with us as well. Instead of the Riddler, he'll be the Rambler. He won't riddle us things. He'll just ramble on. and be like, yeah, 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 sick. I think you're a bit stoned, lol. So am I. I'm definitely a bit stoned. I have smoked about this much of this joint. It has done what joints do. I feel like having a hard time wording, Fred. Because I'm like, this person has noticed that I'm stoned. How stoned am I actually right now? Do I look more stoned than I am? Am I more stoned than I look? Thank you, Fred, for like shining a little bit of a mirror. I can see myself again. This place makes me smile. Thank you, friends. You make me smile, Fred, by saying stuff like that. Thank you, Jumpin' Jack. So nice having you here always, friend. You're always such a beautiful addition to the stream. Co-creator. I enjoy hearing your voice so much on the live talks. I need to tune into more live talks. I've just been I've been mindful, I'll say. Very mindful. Like trying to take as much time as I feel necessary. Like that's too cute. I I have moments like this, and then I realize that I can't do anything to deserve what we already have. You know, just to be able to sit under a tree, to have a being like this sit on my lap, restful, relaxing, to hear birds chirping, to have a cup of water, ample oxygen to breathe. How much would you do? Like if you had to work just to have these moments, you know, to have air to breathe, to have loved ones, conversations, how much would you give? How much would you do? You know, and realizing that what we think of as abundance of as wealth right now is how much we have to give, how much we have done, and as a result, earned a certain amount for that work. Realizing that in this moment, you are wealthy. You are wealthy. You're rolling in it, literally as your body, rolling back and forth, rolling in it. The Rambler strikes again. uh, there was an episode in Star Trek actually where there was a species that actually reproduced by reanimating and altering DNA of other species' corpses to become a new member of their species. They were called Kobali. Mm. I mean, I do get it. I do get it. It's a pretty cool way to add diversity to your species as well, you know, because then you give your species as a whole a much higher likelihood of actually surviving. It's pretty ingenious. 1111. I'm wealthy in love. We're wealthy in all the ways. Thank you, Shannon, for tuning into that understanding and, you know, realizing that wealth with me. Chris, well, love to you, friend. It's so nice to see you. Sex is about connection between two souls. Absolutely, friend. Absolutely. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. And you're being a beautiful example as to what I meant when I said I say things not because I believe they're true, but because they can create a powerful stimuli response. And then the response that you create is a reflection of you. And to say something like that, Ernest, sex is about the connection between two souls. That's you, friend. That's the love you have in your heart. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, friend. It's so beautiful. Just because someone does for you doesn't mean they want power over you. It's about wanting them to be happy. I agree, friend. Brainwashing. It can be both. It can be both, and sometimes people do it without even knowing. Sometimes people give their power away without realizing what it is they're losing. And that's the call to awareness. Make a wish. 1111. I wish for enough abundance to feed the world. That has been my manifestation mantra for a while now. Enough abundance to feed the world. And we have that. That's the thing as well. So I can say that and know that that is already the truth and be grateful. Let it go again. So Vina, I'm still tripping out about the whole DNA thing. It's kind of steering me towards this fractal of Love, Death and Robots, the episode of the Swarm, where the Swarm also does that. Every single time a species tries to attack it, it integrates that species into its swarm, modifying its DNA in a way where it becomes a lesser version of itself, or if a species tries to attack it, modifying its own species to become more powerful than the original species, and then killing the opposition species with a stronger version of themselves. Crazy, so crazy. Like the amount of crazy complexity there could be in space, I think would baffle all of us. Like we have already created such cool imaginations with our creative writing, but that is but still a fraction, a human fraction of what could be. Literally brought me so much joy. I've listened over our talk a few times now. Mm, thank you. Thank you for being so involved on B, so lovingly embracing of all of this energy. The Rambler strikes again. I'm glad I found this beautiful community. We're happy you found this place as well, friend. I do this every day, a little bit at a time. We get to show up, we get to know that love is true, melt more a little bit, and then go back into our lives. You know, do whatever it is we need to, knowing that there is other people just like us doing what we need to as well. Are they going to shut down our pen soon? Nope. No, they're not, friend. I don't know, but I don't believe so. Sounds a big. It sounds a bit like the Borg. The Borg, I feel, could be one of the closest fractals that humanity might experience within the next 100 years, and that is something that we have to be aware of. You know, we're gonna have to choose what we want to be, like we have always. You are actively choosing what you want to be right now. Rambler, for example, is choosing to be abundant with the statement that abundance is real. Abundance is real, friends. Oh goodness, what a true statement that is. Hi to you, commercial peace. Commercial peace. What would commercial peace look like? Ship it in pallets. Make sure it's in every single home. Just breathing, technically. Thank you, friend. You good day now. You good day too, friend. You good day too. Thank you for joining me. It was a genuine pleasure having you friends here. Going to read a little card, see what sacred geometry holds for us. I have this deck of cards that's literally called Sacred Geometry Cards for the Visionary Path. And it's basically a deck of cards made using imagery of sacred geometry. Some of them are like crop circles, some of them are like ancient symbols, some of them are like actual sacred geometry, platonic solids. All of them are beautiful, and they have like little messages attached to them. None of them are divinatory, none of them are like telling you how things are. More like, again, noise, and then you get to find information out of that noise. So this one is Healing the Heart, card number 9, as we have 344 friends watching. A 34 and a 44. Squawk up. Look at that beautiful DNA structure with little dolphins swimming through it. Beautiful little heart in the middle with like sacred geometry patterning on the bottom of it, a mountain and a cloud. Gorgeous. I'm sorry, Pippi. That was a little bit much, I know. But it was gorgeous. It is. Continues to be gorgeous. Let's see some more. Enjoy your day, Miss Mouse. Love to you, Miss Mouse. Have a good one. Bye to you, commercial peace. Be the reason someone else is a good day. Absolutely. Thank you for manifesting with us, Uncle Becky. Everyone, a beautiful day. I'm Minister Wash. Love to you, friend. Have a good one. I was pretty cool. It was pretty cool, I must admit. Thank you for allowing to share and sit with you all. I really appreciate what is happening on the hill. Bless. You're making it happen, Jumpin' Jumanji. You're a part of this fractal, friend. You're manifesting with us. Oh, are we pulling cards? Yes, we are, Dry Historian. This is the card we pulled today. A little bit more, and then we'll read what it means. Healing the heart. Hmm. Spirit of place. Healing. Ah, what are you doing? Maybe just eating grass? Thought you was eating my joint for a second. The beautiful geometric configuration depicted on this card is, according to visionary physicist Nassim Haramein, the hyperdimensional fractal geometry of space-time. The matrix is a 3D Koch curve of vector equilibriums. It is the crystal at the core of the Earth. The geometry is intended to enhance healing the heart on personal, planetary, and multidimensional levels. Various places all around our planet have the potential to bring you into alignment with healing energies. They may be revealed through cultural tradition, placements on the earth grid, or your own intuition. Sometimes these will be recognized places of power or sacred sites. Particular locations hold potent energy by virtue of their historical and cultural importance, and as ideal places to offer prayer and quicken intentions. Be advised to seek out the places that summon you and honor the spirit of place that resides there. Be confident that you will be called to this location that you are in tune with. Your movement towards wholeness and your mission in this lifetime. You may be surprised to find that the place where you live holds healing energy for you. As you relax and feel into the spirit of the place you call home, tune into your surroundings and recognize how they help restore and replenish you. I can see that imagery in my mind right now. Little green heart, those little points. I see a little triangle with a tree in the middle of it as well. Mm. Hey, oh. Hey, my. Hey, hey, my. My. Hey, hey, That's a much. Hi, Loopy. Hoopy 41. Hoopy 41 himself. The man's. The main man's. Love, humanity is showing, and I love it. Thank you for joining me, friend. Sharing some of your humanity with me, Hoopy. What a pleasure to have you with us, my friend. In Bake. In Bake. To 101 people watching, much love to you. Wouldn't resist. Much love to you, friend. Thank you for joining me, friends. It was a pleasure having you here with me today for a few moments of believing that love is true. Sending love to you. Right back, happy smile seeker, rambler, and dry historian, and Jovan, and Aunt V, Shannon, Uncle Becky, Clint Turpillis, the wouldn't resist, Hoopy himself, commercial piece, Miss Molly, if you're still here, Savina, Goo, sending love to Toast. Man, sending so much love to Edmund. I miss that dude. Sending love to other Ryan. We have two Ryans. Sending love to both Ryans right now. Sending love to Gare Bear. Sending love to Leah, Melita. Sending love to Little Red. Mm. Sending love to Heather and Lisa. Sending love to Lindsay. Sending love to Boyana. So much love to Boyana. Double, triple love to Boyana. Sending love to Tate. Ah, Brother Joe. Sending love to Brandon. Sending love to Emma. Little Bubby. Sending love to Gob. Again. Sending love to Joel. Hmm. Man, so many friends. Thank you for allowing me to see you. Sending love to Gar. Sending so much love to you, friends. Thank you for joining me. Eddie Milton, that sounds you were making comes off as if you're making fun of Native Americans. You can take it to heart the way you want to, friend. I am trying to express what my soul needs to express in every moment. I can only make fun of myself at the end of the day. I feel like this is such a beautiful example of someone else being triggered for someone else's culture. And technically, that is revealing of you, not of me. I love you, Fred. I love being alive. I love making sounds. I believe our voices, our bodies are the ultimate instruments of expression. You know, like you're here to express, to co create with this reality. And if you're gonna limit yourself in certain expression forms because you don't know what you're doing or you don't know how to do it, you won't do anything ever. Start to live, friend. Start to realize that you're abundant with nothing, just with what you have right now in this moment. Love to you, friend. Thank you for joining me, for sharing this moment. Blessings to you, Amanda. Man, Amanda. Sending love. Candace as well. To Mariah. To Deanna. Sandra. Love you, friends. Eternally, so much blessings to you. Clint, love to you, friends. Try, melt, you be you, friend. You didn't mean any harm by it. Nope. And I'm not even taking any offense. It's making me laugh, to be completely honest. I will one day, in fact, chant with Native Americans. And I 100% know for a fact in my heart that they'll encourage me. They won't be like, "Oh, stop offending me right now. Are you offending? No, love is true, friend. It's what you see. You don't find what you want, you find what you are. Don't find yourself. Thank you for finding me. Love to you. Cheers, cheers. Who's here? Love to you, friends. 8 people watching. 8 up, dudes. 88. Everything is beautifully in synchronicity. Thank you for joining me. Love you. See you again very soon. Cheers.